I'm John D. Clark, attorney at law, and this is jclark Law, the channel, where I discuss interesting legal issues, the kind of legal issues that you want to know about. I also answer your legal questions right here online. I received a question about whether you could sue your spouse's lover if they ruin your marriage by having an affair with your spouse. I answered the question and said that in South Carolina you cannot. That cause of action of alienation of affections has been abolished since 1992. Well, a lot of people responded to that, and some folk pointed out to me that the law is different in North Carolina. You can sue your spouse for alienation of affections for ruining your marriage. And my research indicates that it's not only North Carolina. There are 5 other states that you can sue your spouse's lover for ruining your marriage. Those other states are Hawaii, Mississippi, New Mexico, South Dakota, and Utah. So there are a total of 6 states. So what that means is in 44 of our 50 states, you cannot sue your spouse's lover for alienation of affections for ruining your marriage. But what I want to talk about today is a recent case that happened in North Carolina. And I think a lot of people heard something about this case, and this is why this issue has attracted so much attention. This is why people are interested in it. In North Carolina this past year, Mr. Kevin Howard, apparently Kevin lived in Pitt County, North Carolina, which encompasses Greenville, North Carolina, which is in the northeastern part of the state. Kevin sued his wife's lover, claimed that the lover had ruined his marriage, and the court awarded Kevin a $750,000 judgment against the man that he claimed ruined his marriage. These are the facts. Kevin had been married for 12 years, and apparently he really loved his wife, but he noticed that the marriage started going downhill. So he suggested that he and his wife go to counseling. They went to counseling, but that didn't help. The marriage continued to deteriorate. Kevin was puzzled by it. So what did he do? He hired a private investigator. And when he hired a private investigator, he got the shock of his life. What the private investigator found out was that Kevin's wife was having an affair with a coworker. And the big shock was the coworker was a friend of Kevin's. In fact, the facts show that the coworker would have dinner with Kevin and his wife, would hang out with Kevin and his wife, and they were all friends. But what Kevin didn't know is after they would have a dinner or whatever they would be doing, the lover would slip back behind his back and have intimate relations with his wife. So Kevin was devastated by this, and he just wasn't going to let it go. So what he did was he got a lawyer, and he filed a lawsuit against this man. And the funny thing about it is when he filed the lawsuit and Kevin's lawyer called the defendant in for a deposition, the defendant was laughing about it. He thought it was funny that Kevin would sue him for something like this. But I don't think he was laughing once that judgment was slapped on him by the court, because a judgment can have a detrimental effect. And a judgment of $750,000 is pretty big. But a judgment goes on your credit. At least in South Carolina, it attaches to your real estate. So if you have a judgment in South Carolina and it attaches to your real estate, you have to pay the judgment off before anybody will buy your real estate. You can't get a loan on it. So it can be very detrimental. And sometimes you can be hauled into court and forced to pay the judgment. So, but Kevin said that the case wasn't about the money. He really believed in the sanctity of marriage. He loved his wife. He wanted it to work. Problem was, she wanted to love her more than she wanted him. But apparently, these suits go on all the time in North Carolina. I'm not saying they happen every day, but they happen. Kevin's lawyer pointed out that there was one case in North Carolina where a court awarded someone $5.9 million against the lover of their spouse for ruining their marriage. In fact, the lawyer said the lowest judgment she'd ever gotten was $60,000 for when she sued somebody for alienation of affection. And then I heard about another case where a jury awarded someone 8.8 million big ones against the lover who ruined someone's marriage. Apparently, when juries hear these cases, they don't like this, and they react with emotion, and they want to make people pay dearly for ruining someone's marriage. Kevin says that it's unlikely, and he understands this, that he'll collect the money from the man, but he made his point, and I think he made it 750,000 times. But so again, while you can't sue your spouse's lover in South Carolina, you can sue them in North Carolina. You can sue them in five other states. So there you go. You can sue in North Carolina. You can't sue in South Carolina. If you like this video, please hit like, share it, tell your friends about it, and subscribe to the channel. If you have a question for me, you can submit it to me via email at jclark@theclarklawfirm.com, or you can send it to me on Facebook Messenger, where I'm John D. Clark. Again, this is J. Clark Law, the channel.